It's true alchemy. The highest way to transmute this sexual energy, to sublimate it so it's not going down all the time. This is why people relapse. This is why the urges are so strong, because we've conditioned this sexual energy to go down. It's like a track. It's a groove in our psyche and our inner body. We get stimulated, the energy goes down. And then what? Then we get restless. Then the mind takes it and says, you need to go act out. You need to go relapse. That will relieve you. Oh yeah, okay, good idea. Okay, that's what happens. So when we're talking about the highest way, because look, if you want to do techniques and mudras and locks and exercise, like that's cool. Like, yeah, that's part of the deal. That's on a practical level, that's good. You can't just sit here. But the highest way, and this is automatic, and this will happen, is you feel the urge come. Some feel it more in the morning when they first wake up. Some feel it at night. You can feel it anytime during the day, though. This urge comes. It just hits you out of nowhere. Bam. Sexual energy is active. The mind's taking it. I need to do something. I got to release this energy. It's driving me crazy. See, people don't articulate that. You have to be aware that's what's happening. Consciousness is the highest transformative agent. It's not going to classes and schools and reading books, and that's cool. Again, that's part of the deal. But when you're conscious of something, you're super conscious, you're paying attention to what your experience is in that moment, intuition kicks in, and you kickstart the whole alchemic process. So when this urge comes, backed with strong force and energy, you get to where, this takes time, you get to where you're feeling it. You don't run from it, you don't go act out, you feel it. It's taken over your whole being. It's like electricity, like you put your finger in a socket and you're full on electricity now. You're feeling that. You do the best you can. If you can only do it for 5 seconds, then you gotta go watch porn, okay. But don't be such a robot to where every time this comes up, it's like you're being dragged around by your senses and energy. It's just dragging you. Energy comes and says, go over there. I'm gonna go over here. Go beat off. Okay. You gotta be conscious. Energy starts to come. It's taking you over. It's prickly. It's uncomfortable. The mind don't like it. The mind's telling you gotta escape from this. Be aware of that. The mind's talking. Yeah, of course, it's a habit. Like, this is what it does. Okay. No, I'm gonna be here with this. Let's see what happens. Am I gonna die? Is this gonna kill me? Am I gonna explode? I don't know. Let's find out. You sit there with it. You keep doing that. That's the practice. That's the alchemic, highest transmutative practice. You sit with that. If you have a high vibrational lifestyle, it makes it easier to do. That's why I made the other channel, Transcending Shadows. If you have a spiritual practice that you're doing all the time, as best as you can, that's going to help. Go see my other channel, Spiritual Renaissance. You can just type those words in the YouTube search box, it'll take you there. So you get to where you don't run from this. What happens, have you heard the saying? You learned this in school, right? Energy can't be destroyed. So the mind says, well, what's going to happen then? I'm gonna live in discomfort the rest of my life if I don't go do PMO when this energy hits me? Is that what's going to happen? No, because there's a such thing called alchemy. It's transmutation. What happens? You sit with that. This takes time. It will start. You'll feel the sublimation process. Don't put a picture of what that means or something. No, just it's just a word. You're going to start to feel the transmutation process. What's going to happen? That energy, which a minute ago was super heavy and on more very gross dynamic level, it's like pulling you. That energy, what it means when it gets transmuted, the energy doesn't die. What happens is it starts to, this is where alchemy is, the grade of the energy, the frequency of the energy starts to change. It starts to become a finer energy. It's not this heavy energy, it starts to become a light, finer energy. And then The byproduct of that is you start to feel kind of peaceful. You start to feel calm. You start to feel serenity. You've just transmuted poison into medicine. You've transformed darkness now into light, you can say. This is the purpose we have as human beings on this planet. We're all alchemists, but most don't know it. Because we forgot what our main purpose is. Because understandable, you live in a world where how many people are talking about this versus how many people are talking about you got to go find your career, you got to know who you are, you got to get girls, you got to see. This is what we're conditioned to believe and think. And how many people's talking about what I'm talking about here? Even on the semen retention category, how many people are talking about this? There's some. I'm not saying I'm the only one. I'm just saying, look and see. You can understand why this is difficult. Hence, don't beat yourself up and give yourself time for this process. Be as conscious as you can. Just start somewhere. First, realize that you've been very conditioned and mechanical to just follow every thought and feeling that comes up. That's the first step. So yeah, man, I've been like a robot. Like I didn't even know. I'm like some automated. I'm just, my energy and feelings and thoughts like run me over. Like they just take me everywhere. Who's me? Who is the me that the thoughts and the feelings and everything, the sensations are taking? That insinuates that you're beyond all that somehow. Because you're saying, I get taken over. Who are you? Investigate that. Now we're getting into the spiritual channel. Spiritual renaissance. Like I said, go see it. So you start to claim your life back. You start to claim yourself back. The mind's been sitting in the throne of yourself for too long. It's not a good master. It gets you in trouble. Everybody worships and reveres the mind. Put your mind to it. Put your mind. Yeah, okay. At some point, you're going to see the limitation of that, and you're going to have to discover a power beyond your mind. You want to get in touch with your real intelligence. Okay? This is what happens when you preserve your energy, your semen. And then it starts to alchemize. You start higher faculties of intelligence and wisdom start to activate. You already have this software, but you don't have the gigabytes to run it. When you're doing semen retention and you start this alchemic process, all of a sudden your gigabytes increase. Now you have enough storage space to run these higher programs. This is the process, but it's an evolutionary process. First, we got to be in darkness for a while and struggle and be all messed up, and then we start to come out of that. We hit bottom. We start to see like, damn, this human thing doesn't work. This human machine and its mind and all that, I mean, it gave me some fun and I can get some pleasure from it, but it's way too much duality. Up and down and up and down. Oh, she likes me. I feel great. Oh no, now she broke up with me. I feel bad. It's just constant roller coaster. So we have to suffer that for a while. And then when you suffer that, the consciousness, which is what we are, wants to recognize itself now. It's tired of wearing this, believing itself to be the costume, this human costume. Because it did it. Like it saw through it. You're not doing it because the Bible tells you to do it. You're doing it because like this is, you see the truth. You're like, this doesn't work. I'm tired of chasing peace and pleasure via some external means. Because it's like, it's always short-lived. It doesn't work. It can turn into an addiction. And there's just all these side effects. All these tag-alongs that come with it. And you're like, I don't want to do that anymore. Those are real spiritual aspirants. When they come to that stage, those are your true seekers. You're not doing spirituality so you can, get a girl. I'm gonna go to yoga class. Yeah, that's where they're at. No, you're like, this is your life. Like you don't want to waste your life anymore. People think, oh, I don't want to waste my life, meaning you need to go find out what you're supposed to be and go to school, don't waste your life. Yeah, okay, that's one level. But you've realized the real level. Like, no, I don't want to waste my life thinking I'm this human costume and I'm just gonna keep running around in circles and doing all this nonsense. Something inside you like went off. It like opened up. You gotta your Mac computer, I love Mac, it like wants you to use it now instead of the old Windows computers that where the screen freezes and it's slow and everything all the time. You like that analogy? That's, man, I don't know, why did it take me so long to get a Mac? I don't know, but I love it. It's like a BMW or a Mercedes. It just never breaks. Never breaks. I don't care how much it costs. Like, just get a Mac. So you want to get in touch with your Mac spirituality instead of this lower version. And that's what happens. That's what happens when you start to alchemize this energy. You notice how I just said you start to alchemize this energy? I got to correct that. This is a problem. See, this is because people ask me the questions. How can I best transmute this energy? How can I alchemize this energy? That's the whole problem. You can't do it. That's the whole thing. When you surrender that you can't do it, you give way to allow a greater power that's hiding inside you. You just haven't pushed run yet. That power does it. That's the power that does it. Because the you that you're referring to is this human mind, just kind of low-level addicted you. That's not you. That's an outfit, a costume that you're wearing for a little while. Your real you, man, doesn't do PMO. It just doesn't. Your real you is an alchemist. I'm not talking motivation here. Not like, no, this is just what it is. I'm not paying you a compliment. This is what you are. You have to realize that. I notice my videos now are starting to get more spiritual. I think because I might have already touched enough on practical level, and so I get bored if I have to stay in that level. So it might be time to weed out some of the people that don't want to hear that. Those that do, good. This is what the channel's for. This has always been what the channel's for. It's just becoming more into that now. And so you can also go see, like I say, my channel, Spiritual Renaissance. These two channels could go great together. Go see Transcending Shadows also, because I talk more on practical level there about diet and trauma and things like that. I can't mix it all together in one channel. The algorithm doesn't understand things, so I have to split stuff up. I do consultations. My email's on the banner. I think we're good. I'm going to make one more video, and then I'm going to go eat. I'll see you.